Hello, I'm Kay Kurd.
I'm Marcus Bronzy.
This is Ain't Got a Clue.
Indeed. This is the show where we find the answer to quiz questions.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. One of us asks a question, the other then answers it, and we have a conversation, and then it guarantees that we all remember the answer, and we go home happy as Larry.
That's correct. What is today's question, Kay? What is the
Larry?
question you have? Who is Larry? I ain't got a clue.
Nah, the question is, in Minnesota, it is illegal to tease what type of animal?
Ain't got a clue.
Got no clue whatsoever?
No, I ain't got a clue.
Well, apparently it's a skunk.
Why the fuck would you tease a skunk? And how would you tease a skunk?
Well,
Smelly.
I mean, that immediately, that's illegal.
How would you tease a skunk? Hey, look at
Absolutely.
you, smelly ass. There's no other skunks like you, you stinky ass, you stank ass. Who was that farted? Must have been you, you skunk. Bullying,
Hey,
basically.
man, I'm a snitch on you, man.
Yeah,
I'm a snitch on your ass, man. You can't be talking about my smell.
You're
I
stank
can't
ass.
control that. That's something I can't control. How about if I had to go at your skin color or your ethnicity or something? You can't control that.
Shut up and wash your asshole, man. Stinky ass skunk. Do you remember? Was it that?
stink.
Was it that cartoon that
There was loads of cartoons.
there was that cartoon with the skunk, and there was a cat in it. It was like a Looney Tunes cat, and then the cat would accidentally get a lick of paint on it, and the skunk would be like, "Hello, my love, I want to make love." There was like a cartoon character, a Looney Tunes character that wanted to like chat up this cat that it thought was another skunk. He'd be like, "Hello, my love, I want to make love to you. I want to do."
Was he French? The
Yeah, I
skunk?
think he was. You know, he had a sexy ass accent.
It might have been Canadian.
Yeah,
You never know.
yeah.
I
I want to come and eat poutine with you.
poutine, isn't that just like chips on gravy
Chips and gravy. Yeah,
with cheese? But they just call it poutine.
yeah. Love a bit of poutine.
That's like me taking like fish and chips and going, it's actually called poisson.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If it hasn't got bolognese on it, forget about it.
Forget about it. I must admit, Marcus.
Yeah.
I have scoured the internet.
Yeah.
And I couldn't actually find the origin of this law.
Okay.
I've just found loads of quiz questions where it asks this question and it gives the answer.
Well, I think that's enough research. You did your research.
Well, I've tried to search that, and
How long in minutes did you try, or seconds did you try and search for?
no, I did for a long time, right? And
2
I
minutes.
just think this has been invented by someone, and they thought, you know, when you're like, someone's heard it, and then they're going, yeah, that's a law,
Yeah.
and they've put it in a quiz book or something,
Yeah.
and then people have never like disputed it.
It's not the sort of law that you would dispute, is it? It's not the
If
sort
someone
of
said it,
question
you'd
you would
be like,
dispute.
oh,
But, oh, yeah,
that's-
fuck yeah, I'm so
random.
wild. Must be true, yeah.
When I was looking around on the internet, though, right?
Reliable websites that can't be edited, like Wikipedia.
No, not Wikipedia, right?
Yeah, the Daily
So
Mail.
they found a bunch of laws that they can't find the origins for.
Okay.
Right?
Laws without origin.
They seem outright. So they're saying, right, that these seem outrageous and be more folklore than reality.
So these are folklore laws. I see what you did there.
Yeah. So one of them, of course, is the one I just mentioned. You can't tease skunks. There is said to be a law that made it illegal to tease skunks. Unfortunately, there isn't a source for this claim. However, it is illegal to exchange, sell, import, export, or barter skunks in the state.
So what? So I can't roll up to you on the streets if we're rolling through Minnesota. I can't be like, "Hey man, you good? You good?
Yo, motherfucker, I got a skunk. You want to buy it?
I need 3 skunks. You got that Primo? Let me have a little sniff in that bag. Can I sniff in that bag?
Actually, if
Damn, they're kind of lively.
they might have been talking about weed and they just put the slang version in here, you know?
So you think somebody who just a super literal person, right,
Just
came along
went,
and was like, it's like
Hey
the-
man, you can't be selling, exchanging, importing, or exporting skunk, man.
it's like the moose dropping episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's all tied up. People just have got words wrong.
Yeah. So also, you cannot cross state lines with a chicken or duck on your head. This is said to be like one of those folklory ones.
Okay.
But why would anybody want to carry a duck or a chicken on their head?
Hey man, I got a good Halloween costume.
What's on the why is your hat bouncing around like that?
I got a chicken on my head.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey,
We're
man.
gonna party in this state or the next state?
Hey man,
Yeah?
I got another thing for you.
What?
There's 3 of us, right?
Yep.
I have a duck.
Yeah.
You have a duck.
Yeah.
Mine has a goose.
Yeah.
We can play duck, duck, goose. They ask what we came as on Halloween. I say, duck, duck, goose.
Damn.
When we cross state lines, we breaking the law. So that's already mischievous.
Another one, they said all bathtubs must have feet.
Oh.
Again, this doesn't make a lot of sense.
Oh, you mean like those when you say a bathtub with feet, for me it feels like those fancy bathtubs.
Yeah, so
with
that
like brass
so
toes.
exactly. So one of those, but that would mean every modern home is like I'm breaking the law. You're not allowed to, apparently you have to keep your elephant off of Main Street.
Before we go into the elephant
Main
stuff,
Street.
I've not fitted properly in a regulation bath for a long time. I only can fit in baths that are a little bit bigger. So for me, if I sit in a regular bath, it's kind of like a fight.
So you need a rich man's bath. You need like a jacuzzi.
The bath that fits me is either a jacuzzi-sized bath where you can have fresh water coming into it, or one of those old iron roll-top baths which actually has got feet on it. If you get one of those fancy ones, those big tall ones, sitting in those feels so good.
One of those like bathtubs that they have in the middle of a hotel room, like in those freaky hotel rooms.
Yeah, man, like the Malmaison style vibes. You know what I mean?
Look at
Not that I would know about these ones.
Look at this guy.
Hey.
Right, so I found some actual weird laws that are real in Minnesota.
What was the elephant one though? First though, before we go,
you can't have your elephant on Main Street. Main Street is a street there. So
imagine that I'm riding an elephant. Police try and pull me.
Patrolling, riding the street with my goddamn elephant. Riding my elephant on Main Street. Riding my elephant on Main Street.
Me like, look at these idiots paying all this money for fuel. I'm just running on a bag of oranges. So we've got fake laws.
Yeah. But there's some weird laws in Minnesota. So,
here are the 5 weird laws in Minnesota.
Laws in Minnesota. Bingo just 2 times per week in a nursing home. In nursing homes, bingo is a popular game older residents love to play.
Great game.
However, some Minnesota lawmakers wanted to limit nursing home bingo to just 2 times per week. If you visited the nursing home, you could not play bingo with the residents. Thankfully, the law was voted out in 2015, so nursing home residents can now enjoy a game or 2 or 3
or 4 or 5 or 6
without worrying about breaking the law.
What kind of sick person wanted to take away the joy that is bingo?
We don't like the word bingo. Also, the fact that when they say 2 fat ladies 88 and such other derogatory terms, we feel like this is an infringement on social values in the state of Minnesota.
6 and 9, 69. I like it just because all the old people. There is a large contingency of people that you'd be surprised of their age that play bingo regularly, as in young men and women out there that enjoy a regular game of bingo. I'm not one of them, but I do have some
Here
friends
we
that like a bit
are
of bingo.
in Notting Hill, where many would be surprised of a pastime usually set aside for older people being played by the Young Bingo Players Association. These are all people from the age of 18 up to 30 who regularly partake in the old-time pastime. Anyway.
Bit Louis threw in it behind the bingo cooler curtain or whatever.
Number 2, no shirt, no motorcycle driving.
Also, I just want to say at this point, I'm very upset that you didn't tease me with a countdown. You're doing the count up. I feel like a countdown would have been better today. I'm a little bit upset.
Number 2, no shirt, no motorcycle driving. I just did it in an American accent. Makes it better. Rumours are floating around the internet that you cannot operate a motorcycle without wearing a long-sleeved shirt. For anyone who wants to drive around the state's many lakes during the summer months, the law seems a little crazy. Luckily, the law 7411.0565 motorcycle
69. Oh, 65.
65 applies to motorcycle endorsement program instructors. Specifically, the law requires instructors to have their students wear protective gear such as a jacket or long sleeve shirt, helmet, eye protection, shoes or boots, gloves. It explicitly mentions motorcycle endorsement programs and not anyone who rides a motorcycle otherwise. So if you're cruising around the lake country scenic byway and want to wear a short sleeved shirt or no shirt at all, the law wouldn't stop you. But for your own safety, throw on a heavy jacket.
Why would one not wear shoes? This is one of those laws where I feel like, you said this in the past, I can't believe someone has to be told to wear shoes whilst they ride a motorcycle. It hurts enough if I kick a coffee table at 1 mile an hour with my foot, yeah,
Man,
let alone 70 miles an hour.
Sometimes, man, when I come out of my goddamn trailer, I just want to ride naked.
Yeah, I've come off a moped in shorts before.
Sometimes I want to, like, in the middle of summer, I want to motorcycle my way to Montana for the Testy Festy. And I just can't. I just can't because the Lord would not allow me to drive around with my nuts out.
Feel that breeze.
Nuts out. How else do you get dry roasted nuts?
Hey.
Mosquitoes are a public nuisance. Number 3.
Is that a law?
Number 3, mosquitoes are a public nuisance.
So we're nicking mosquitoes now.
No one enjoys swatting mosquitoes or walking back into their home with mosquito bites on their arms or legs. However, Minnesota statutes take the nuisance of these pests a step further with Section 18G 14 mosquito abatement. The law states that areas where mosquitoes incubate or hatch are declared to be public nuisances. With 10,000 plus lakes and large bodies of water in Minnesota, mosquitoes are out and about in most areas of the state. However, you need to read the law carefully and realize it's not the mosquitoes that are a public nuisance, but the actual public area where the mosquitoes multiply.
So 1 second. In America, right? In America, there is an area where technically if you're a mosquito and you're loitering, you are a public nuisance. So police are well within their power to use their full force. I could see two... Hey, Officer K, do you see that over there? That's a group of mosquitoes loitering. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to see some ID.
Just shooting them.
They'll be like, freeze! You know that big freeze! They're not freezing! Sir, if you don't stop moving right now, I'm going to be forced. Trying to tase. Imagine that poor mosquito
Footage
gets
is
tased.
coming out of Minnesota where mosquitoes have been apprehended by police officers.
I'd just like to say that the mosquitoes were not abiding by the law. They were being a public nuisance in an area that they were not allowed to be in.
Hey, man, I was just flying towards the light. That's what we do. There was a light around here, man. Come on.
So we apprehended about 52 different mosquitoes. I just think it takes a warning that, you know, what I do. What my thing is, where are these mosquitoes' parents?
Yep.
Allowing them loiter on the streets.
Parents, yep.
I feel like one of the biggest problems here is there is no male role models in these mosquitoes' lives. And that, of course, leads to degenerate behavior and mosquito on mosquito violence.
Mosquito violence. Freaking hell. That is insane.
That was a
There's
political
law.
point made about lawmaking and lawmakers in certain places.
But that's a public nuisance. So what does that legally mean that they can do? So it must mean that they can do more than they can go above and beyond what people can regularly do for mosquitoes. Because normal mosquitoes, I'm thinking like
The mosquitoes aren't
the
public
lemon
nuisance. The
candles.
actual public area where the mosquitoes multiply are.
So we're going to arrest the area. We're going to
So I think
freeze.
It's just like if you're like, oh, I got stung. It's like, well, you're in a public nuisance area.
Wow. So they're victim blaming us now. Wow,
are
you brought it
victim.
upon yourself.
Maybe, but this is why, like, they have legal dictionaries and stuff. Because I don't understand what that means, really. But this is why we have lawyers, because they will sift through that and go, well, obviously that means. It's like, it's not obvious, though, is it? What the fuck do you mean, bruv?
That is crazy. That's a very fascinating law where they've actually taken the time to write about something which I believe wouldn't take that much out of my day.
There you go. Number 4, drunkenness is not a crime.
Right, booking a flight. Let's go. Right, let's have a look online. Flights
Hey there, sir, Skyscanner.
to Skyscanner. Right, K.
Google Flights.
I'm just booking it in. Cool. Wicked. 1 second. How much is a beer in Minnesota? Let's see how much a beer. A beer is about $5-6. Okay, wicked. So we're opening up a new tier on the Patreon, and that is called Minnesota, baby.
Minnesota, baby.
We're gonna build a studio out there for me to record remotely from. We're gonna put it next to a bar in Minnesota, and we're not gonna put it next to Mosquito Joe's. We're gonna put
I'll
it.
just be like, I ain't got a clue.
Do you know that where I am? Yeah. It's not a crime, bruv. It's not a crime. It's legal.
It's not.
It's legal.
All right, so public drunkenness may be a crime in other states.
Yep.
It may be a crime, right? Couldn't do it in Dubai. But
It's illegal here, isn't it? Is it? It's not disturbing the peace here, but it's drunk and disorderly.
yeah, if you're being really bad, innit? Like, but I think here, in certain places, it's just like being drunk generally, right? So in Minnesota, though, it has a specific law, law making it not a crime. It has a specific law not making it a crime. So, it says public drunkenness is not a crime. You cannot be convicted or charged with an offence for drunkenness in public. However, the law states, here's where it gets techie. The law states that although drunkenness is not a crime, it does not stop you from being convicted for other offences.
Of course.
For example, you cannot operate a vehicle in the state while intoxicated. Also,
Sorry, you just made somebody. So somebody could misinterpret that and be like, "Hey, it's not a crime. I'm gonna drive a car into a shop window. Look, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. What? I'm gonna shoot my gun in the air.
Not a crime.
I am not a crime.
I told y'all it's not a crime. It's legal. I could drink wherever I like. I could have 40 ounces of this motherfucking tonic.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna say anything.
Yeah, look, this area is a public nuisance. Yeah, I took a shit on a mosquito. What, bruv? It's a public nuisance. Be like, sir, good sir, that's still a crime.
That is a crime.
Yeah.
Also, if your actions damage someone's property or injures them, the law can hold you responsible for the crime. Fair enough.
Quite normal. Yeah.
Essentially, if you do want to head downtown when you're in Minnesota,
Yeah.
probably in Minneapolis, drink to your heart's content. Walk home or call an Uber. It's not a crime.
This is not a crime, no.
However, if someone cannot hold their liquor well, assaults someone, or engages in another illegal activity, it's a crime.
I'm glad to hear that. Makes
It's a
total
crime.
sense. Makes total sense.
It's a goddamn crime.
Yeah.
And number 5, better keep your truck tires clean in Minnesota.
Oh, my mate Daniel Louisi would appreciate that.
In Minnetonka, it is illegal for a truck to deposit any of the following on roadways: dirt, mud, sticky substances, litter, other materials. That is mad, isn't it?
Sticky substances.
That is crazy. So, yeah.
Bogies. Anyway.
But you were right. Your friend Daniel Louisi, who has a real massive YouTube channel.
Whoa,
about
obviously
construction.
has a real flipping wide, massive, industrially sized yard for aggregates.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like grabs and like lorries and stuff in it, and they've all got dirt on them. So if the dirt goes onto the floor, and he had a company like that in Minnesota,
I believe he has a cleaning station for his vehicles just to clean them down because of that. Because I think there are laws here where you can't just have your trucks going onto the road and pissing mud everywhere.
yeah. I mean, also, if you're running a business and your truck's got your logos on them,
Yeah, you want them to be showing. But I
Yeah.
think, you're not allowed to have a vehicle that would be actively chucking crap on the floor. In the
Can I
UK.
just say something though? I used to see a lot more of these lorries on the streets. Don't see many anymore.
Maybe you're not looking hard enough, Kay. Maybe you're not looking hard enough.
Maybe. So yeah, that's some laws that are really weird and illegal. But is there any law that you would want to be enacted? If you were a lawmaker for a day, what law would you put in?
Slow walkers get a ticket. You actually get a ticket for slow walking and moving to the left or right. They need to have lanes.
I was going to
high
say
roads.
this.
Yes.
Lanes would be a good idea.
Yeah, lanes. And you have to indicate a little bit. So you have to put your hand up and be like, I'm going right. You have to look over your right shoulder and go into the fast lane. We have to treat them like motorways. No dawdling. None of this walking down. You know what? People walking down the street, yeah, slow, and then they stop in the middle of nowhere and just don't move. Idiots.
We just went for a walk,
Yes.
right? We went for a walk. We held hands. It was
Yeah, we
fun.
did.
It was fine. Look,
We also saw an anomaly that we'll get to in just a moment. We saw something that I've never seen. I've not seen for years. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second.
what was that?
We'll get to it in a second. Yeah.
Hold on. So anyway, what annoyed me about it, right, and this is what I would put as a law, is bikes on the actual pathway. And I don't think, I think you're not allowed them on pavements, but we were on a sort of like little canal-like pathway, and I think bikes should be illegal in there as well.
Oh wow, you really, mate. That's a big contingency that you're messing with. The
I
biker
don't care, bro.
contingency.
Like, listen, I like you cyclists, yeah, and I applaud what you're doing, but if people are walking there with their kids and stuff, you're going dring dring,
Yeah.
ring ring. Don't think it's right.
What, ringing to move past you? I like. They should use the bell.
Yeah, they should use the bell, but I just don't think they should be there because once more of them get there, pedestrians can't use it.
It does between the hours. I was saying to you, between the hours of like 8 and 9 and 5 and 6. There's like a rush hour on the canal where it's just like mad cyclists whizzing.
I don't agree with it. I just
Really?
think, I think we should. I think in the hierarchy of how much people don't give a shit about the rights of certain people, it goes. Pedestrians are number one that they get given the most rights apparently. Then cyclists. Then buses and taxis. Then cars. Then motorcycles.
Interesting point. You've reminded me that they've changed the laws in this country so that, you know, now a bike can come up your left-hand side, and if you turn left and knock it, you are in trouble. So you have to be extra careful around cyclists now.
Yep, which is why I was really, really slow coming in here.
Yeah, man, you got to do that. You got to be super safe. A law that I would have a law for people walking down the street, and if you got caught, like you would if you were to transgress on the motorway, yeah, if you get caught, I want you to get pulled over and you get a ticket for slow walking, and for the rest of the day you have to wear a hat on your head, dunce hat, so everybody knows.
I think they should bring the dunce cap back.
Bring the dunce cap back for that. Yeah, bring that
just
back.
bring it back in general. I think
Just
shame people. It's
shame
something
slow
that
walkers.
we miss. We should shame people more often than not. We don't shame people enough.
More
They
shame.
need to be shamed. Shame.
I had a primary school teacher, right? And if somebody was in trouble, she'd be like, right, the class on 3, we're going to shame that person. So say, for example, it was UK, but like K has been naughty or whatever. We're all going to give him a shame after 3. 1, 2, 3, shame.
That's
She'd
very
make us
Game
all
of
point.
Thrones of her.
Really? Is that a Game of Thrones thing?
So you've never watched Game of Thrones?
I watched Game of Thrones, no. No, I watched the first season, wasn't for me. Once I saw the dragon and eggs, I was like, nah, you're all right, mate.
That wasn't in the first season.
You sure?
Very sure.
There wasn't dragons and eggs at the end of the first episode, at the end of the last episode.
No, Ned Stark died in the end of the last episode. First season.
I think I saw her like nursing some eggs. Well, that's what I saw.
Might have been season 2 or 3.
Nah, I didn't get that far in, mate. I did like 1. I may have strayed into an extra episode in 2, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I just did the first season-ish and then part
Okay,
2.
well, I forgot what the point was.
That she said shame. 1, 2, 3,
Oh yeah,
shame.
so there's one where like they there's one where they get a woman naked and make her walk through the streets, and then they're all like shame, and they whip her.
Wow.
Shame,
Jeez.
shame, ringing a bell going shame,
I'm
and then
so-
people are hitting her like throwing stuff at
I'm
her.
so
and-
glad at my primary school we did not do that.
Shame.
Yeah, whipped walking through the like lunch hall, getting whipped by everyone saying shame.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite interesting. So, the anomaly that we saw, Kay, we didn't see 1, we didn't see 2, we saw 3 officers of the law walking along the canal. 3 bobbies on the beat.
That's what you were alluding
There's a thing
to.
in the,
I had no
yeah,
idea.
There's a thing in the UK called bobbies on the beat, and that is when
Bobbies
police.
on the beat.
Yeah.
Bobbies is a slang word for police officers.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. Because isn't Bobby short for Robert?
Maybe.
No, not maybe. It definitely is.
I mean, with regards to police officers, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about police officers.
I don't know about calling them Roberts.
I mean, them like Robbie Williams is called Bobby
Billy,
Williams.
Bill. Bob
But
Bill.
yeah, I don't know where that comes from. Anyway, yeah, we did see 3 police officers, and they
Interesting.
said,
Well, let's.
Well, lads. Yeah, you right, lads.
Well, let's.
Yeah.
well, they said it to Marcus because they were really scared of it.
Said you're right, constable. I said back.
I never said that.
I did say you're right, constables.
I never said that.
What did you say?
I was just
Yeah, don't talk to police, bruv. That was interesting. 3 officers. Maybe because it was a nice day they came out and joined us.
maybe. Maybe they're not doing their jobs. In Minnesota, it's illegal to tease what type of animal?
A skunk.
A skunk, although we can't
just
verify
smelly
it.
ass.
We just
You
can't
stank
verify it. There's
ass.
just lots of quizzes online
Yeah.
that seem to...
And if you are a skunk that has been affected by teasing, please feel free to email us at ain'tgotaclue@gmail.com,
Absolutely.
and we will put you in contact with the right counselling, because I don't think that you should be.
If you have been affected
Tease.
by any of the material in this, you can call the skunk teasing hotline on 0800 skunk. Thank you.
Get me?
And if you've been offended by any of the any of the material in this episode, go and listen to something else on Acast.
Yeah, fuck yourself, man. Fuck that. Get the fuck out of here. We're not offensive. If we're offensive, fucking hell.
If we are offensive, then
Yeah.
God help you.
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, guys, my name's K. Kurt.
I'm Marcus Bronzy. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Ain't Got a Clue. Now,
What else do we have?
We've got a Patreon, right? If you go to
Yeah.
patreon.com/Ain't Got a Clue,
What do we get on there?
we get a bonus episode. Well, you get, the listener, you get a bonus episode. Every time we drop one on our free feed, we put
No
a whole
way.
extra episode up there, like a full juicy episode. And check this,
Swear down.
no ads as well.
What?
And you get everything that we put on our free feed early as well. And we've done little things like live streams before in the past, Ask Me Anythings, and we'll continue to do those. In fact, do you know what we need to do, Kay?
We
you know
need
what we
to
really need to
strip
do?
naked.
We need to do something that we haven't
We
done.
need to strip naked and get on a motorcycle.
Well, that's quite. That's illegal here as well. I think that's quite illegal. I think, Kay, we need to drop some shout outs to some of the people that have joined our Patreon. Shout out on the show. I think it's been a long time since we've done this, and I think we can do this in a way that is. I mean, we always pick a theme for it, Kay, right?
Forget about it.
Should we do
Cara, forget about it.
Should we do forget about it? So you're going to do
Chloe
it in
Evans,
before
forget about
you
it.
go, what's the name of the guy? What's his name?
Martin Rice.
We're going to do it in the style of Martin Rice, the water sommelier. So each of these are waters, and I'd like you to describe their
Cara.
watering type, their
Okay.
water types.
Cara, absolutely purified tap water. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Chloe Evans, natural spring water. I would say this is a good water.
It's a good water. Chloe Evans,
Yeah.
good water.
Killian Chambers, forget about it.
Forget
Terrible
about it.
water.
Forget about it. It's tap.
It's tap. It's tap water. Jess, good packaging, but the water distinctly average. Forget about it. Priyanka Arora, this is an excellent water from the springs of up north. Good water.
Good water.
Good packaging.
Good packaging.
Yeah. Kate Shanta, forget about it. Daniel Delberto, absolutely. This from an Italian source.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly like this water while playing games. Good water. Cristal, apologies. Very good water. Very high class.
Very clear.
Very clear. This one is good water. Nobody else, forget about
Forget about it. So yeah, if you want to shout out, you can join our Patreon, and you also get all those bonus bits that Kay and I just mentioned as well. That's patreon.com/ain't got a clue. Also, make sure you check out Kay, Kaekurd, on all social medias. He's an extremely funny man. On Insta, he likes to drop stuff, and on TikTok, he likes to drop really funny videos as well. And he's also, if you like a little bit of sports, his sports commentary is on the point when he's on the Twitter. He was talking about F1 the other day, saying lots of things
I
about
love
cars.
F1.
Yeah, he was. I also on everything at Marcus Bronzy, MarcusBronzy. Also twitch.tv/Marcus Bronzy most weekdays, most week mornings as well. So check those out. And this podcast was created by K. Kurd. It was created by Marcus Bronzy, moi, with sound design from the wizard that is Matt Farvin, and listened to by the legends that are you. Until next time, peace.